Welcome to the YouTube class. Dear students, in motion in a plane chapter we have completed the numericals 1, and in this video we are having the continuation of the numericals as a second video. So in which I am going to begin with the fifth problem. See what is the problem they have given in the question. Now see here, a stone is tied to the end of a string of 80 centimeters long. Now here it is 180 centimeters long. See, this is 180 centimeters long. String is there. 80 centimeters long. String is there. To this string, one stone has tied like this. Is it? And thereafter, long is drilled in a horizontal circle with the constant speed. Horizontal circle means we can take the circle is nothing but like this. We can take the circle is like this, horizontal circle. In this horizontal circle, it is drilling like that. Just a minute. So dear students, you see this is the bangle. If you hold the bangle like this means this is vertical plane. If you hold the bangle like this means this is nothing but horizontal circular plane. Okay, if you make it like this, vertical plane. Suppose by connecting the stone to a string, if you rotate it like this means that is a vertical circle. If you rotate like this means that is nothing but horizontal circle. Now the stone is rotating in horizontal circle like this. Is it? Now in that case, what is the radius of the circular path? Means radius of the circular path is equivalent to 80 centimeters. Is it? And thereafter, with constant speed. Okay, fine. Suppose if the stone makes 14 revolutions in 25 seconds. What is the magnitude and the direction of the acceleration of a stone? When the stone is in circular motion, it is having the acceleration. That acceleration is called here centripetal acceleration. Fine? Right. Now we see from the given values what we have to find out here means first radius of circular path. Radius of circle, n is equal to r is equal to, we can write 0.8 meters. That means 80 centimeters they have given. 80 centimeters. Okay, when you convert into the meters, that is nothing but 0.8 meters. Okay, thereafter, number of revolutions. Number of revolutions, n is equal to what we can write means that is nothing but 14 revolutions. Okay, time for 14 revolutions, t equal to we are having 25 seconds. So number of revolutions, don't have any units because of that is a number. Now we know that from this one frequency definition, frequency f equal to what is formula? Number of revolutions by time. Number of revolutions are nothing but 14. Time is nothing but 25. So unit for frequency is nothing but hertz. So frequency f equal to we got. But we know that the angular frequency. What is that? We know that omega is equal to angular frequency. Omega is equal to what we can write? 2 pi f. Now from this one, angular frequency omega equal to 2 into pi means 22 divided by 7. Pi value is 22 divided by 7 into f value is nothing but 14 divided by 25. You see here 2 7 ones are 7 2s are cancelled. So 2 2s are 22 into 2 is nothing but 44. 44 into 2 is nothing but 88. So omega is equal to, you can get here 88 divided by 25. Omega is equal to 88 divided by 25 you may get. So that is a angular frequency, angular velocity we can write radian per second. Right. Now from this one we know that centripetal acceleration we have to find. Centripetal acceleration is what is that means? Let me see here. Centripetal acceleration comma AC is equal to, we are having v square divided by r, otherwise omega square into r, otherwise okay 4 pi square r square into f is there. Okay, this is also one of the formula is there for centripetal acceleration. Yes, just a minute. Right, you see here, okay, this one is nothing but 2 pi f, if you substitute here means 2 means 2 square means 4 pi square f square into r. Now for centripetal acceleration, these many formulas are, but here we know that angular velocity and radius. From these two we can find out here centripetal acceleration, that equal to omega square into r. Omega is nothing but we got here 88 divided by 25 whole square into r. You may substitute r. Now after simplification, how much you may get means 88 whole square you do it, thereafter 25 whole square you do it. Both you have to divide and thereafter you multiply that value with 0.8 means you may get here 9.91 meter per second square. So centripetal acceleration is nothing but 9.91 meter per second square. Now what is the direction of centripetal acceleration means? Direction of centripetal acceleration is along the radius and towards the center of this circular path. Along the radius and towards the center of the circular path. Right. Now therefore the direction of acceleration is along the radius and towards center of circular path. Okay, now this is the direction. So magnitude and direction both we have to find out. Magnitude means value we have to find out, we got here. Direction also we have mentioned here. So make a note. Problem number 6 you see, an aircraft executes an aircraft executes a horizontal loop of radius 1 kilometer. That means one aircraft is having one horizontal loop, circular loop. Just now I have shown like this. Okay, of radius is nothing but how much means 1 kilometer. Is it with a steady speed is nothing but how much 900 kilometer per hour. So radius has given 1 kilometer and the speed has given that is nothing but 900 kilometer per hour. So compare its centripetal acceleration with the acceleration due to gravity. Now we know that here when the aircraft is having this circular motion, then surely it is having the centripetal acceleration. The direction of the centripetal acceleration is along the radius and towards the center of the circular path. Okay, first you see What is the radius of this circular loop? Means radius of circular loop is nothing but 1 kilometer, that equal to 1000 meters. So speed of the aircraft is nothing but 900 kilometer per hour has given. We just convert it to the meters. 900 into 5 divided by 18 meter per second. So 18 ones are 1850s are cancelled here, means okay, speed is nothing but 55 is nothing but 250 meter per second. Okay, right. Now the centripetal acceleration. You see, centripetal acceleration. There are three formulas are there. Just now I have shown in previous problem. So centripetal acceleration in terms of linear velocity, v square divided by r. So centripetal acceleration is equal to 250 into 250 divided by what we can take 9.8 whole square means. Right. After simplification, this one, how much we may get here means the centripetal acceleration AC equal to 62.5 meter per second square. Okay, okay. Now this is the centripetal acceleration. Now question what they have asked means compare its centripetal acceleration with acceleration due to gravity. We know that acceleration due to gravity is nothing but what is that? G. Acceleration due to gravity, comma, small g is equal to, the value is nothing but 9.8 meter per second square. So we have to compare these two. What is that means? Centripetal acceleration divided by acceleration due to gravity is nothing but centripetal acceleration 62.5 meter per second square and acceleration due to gravity 9.8 meter per second square. Afterwards, so ratio you may get 6.38 you may get. That means centripetal acceleration is equal to 6.38 times of acceleration due to gravity. Now this is the comparison of these S megawatt. Right, look at the problem number 7. The position of particle is given by r bar equal to 3.0 t I cap minus 2.0 t square j cap plus 4.0 k cap meter has been. Right, where r is given in terms of meters, t time we can measure in terms of seconds. So find the velocity vector and acceleration of the particle. That is the first question. B is nothing but what is the direction of magnitude and what is the magnitude and direction of velocity of particle at t equal to how many seconds means what 2 seconds we have to find. Now to find out this one, first in a given problem what they have given that we have to do. First position vector r bar equal to we can write 3.0 t I cap minus 2.0 t square j cap plus 4.0 k cap meters has given. Now this position is changing with respect to time according to this relation. Now we have to find out the velocity, thereafter acceleration. Now to find out the velocity, okay, differentiate with respect to w dot r dot t means with respect to short form, with respect to t on both sides, with respect to t on both sides. Right, with respect to t on both sides, we have to derive this equation. So here both sides means d by dt of r bar we can take is equal to see d by dt of with respect to t means d by dt of 3.0 t I cap minus 2.0 t square j cap plus 4.0 k cap, okay, is there. Now actually in differentiation there is a formula is there. What is that means? You just see d by dx of x is equal to 1. In similar way, d by dx of x power n is equal to, formula is nothing but n into x power n minus 1. Okay, in simple way I will explain to you this one. Now how to take means dr by dt, differentiation, position, change in position with respect to time is nothing but velocity. Velocity v bar is equal to, next to d by dt of, right, here t is there, here t is there. That means variable is nothing but t here. So for t in power, what is there? Nothing is there, means 1 will be there. So here 1 should be multiplied with 3. 3 into 1 is nothing but 3. And thereafter here in t power x power n minus 1. So t power n minus 1 means this power factor is reduced by 1. Reduced by 1 means t power 0 is, t power 0 is nothing but what we can take it as, that is 1 we can take it as. So we can take it as here 3.1 into I cap, we can minus, next to 2 into 2. See this this n value is will come to this position, 2 value is will come to this position. So here we can write 2 into 2 we can write, and t power this one 2 minus 1, n minus n factor is nothing but 2, 2 minus 1 is nothing but 1. So t power 1 into j cap plus, next to d by dt of, this is nothing but completely constant. So d by dx of constant is equal to 0. So d by dx of constant is nothing but what we can write here, 0. So velocity v bar is equal to what I got here, means 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. So this is nothing but velocity vector. Next to acceleration I have to find. So to find out the acceleration, okay, differentiate with respect to t on both sides, of v bar. V bar both sides we have to differentiate with respect to t. So d by dt of v bar is equal to, once again, d by dt of, let me see here, 3 I cap minus 4 j cap. We can, so 4 j cap of 4 t j cap is 4 t j cap. Now velocity is nothing but 4 t j cap. See, t power 1 is there, 2 2s are 4 t j cap. Right, next to here d by dt of v means acceleration a bar will come. So this one is nothing but here t is there, but in this, okay, in this term is there any t? Okay, there is no t. So that's why this is nothing but a constant. d by dt of constant is nothing but 0 minus d by dt of, in power t power 1 is there. So 4 into 1 4, t factor is reduced by 1. So 1 t factor is reduced by 1 means, okay, t power 1 minus 1. T power 1 minus 1 means 0. Right? T power 0 means anything power 0 is nothing but 1 into what I can write, j cap. So acceleration a bar is equal to what I got here, means, okay, 4 j cap. So here velocity I got, at the same time acceleration also, right? Now thereafter the question A is completed here. Now this is the question A completed. Answer is completed for question A. Now B, let me solve here B. What is the B means? What is the magnitude and direction of the velocity of the particle at t equal to 2 seconds? First row, let me see here. At t equal to how many seconds? 2 seconds. Velocity we have to find out. V bar is equal to, what is there here? 3 I cap minus 3 I cap minus 4 into, instead of t, what I can write here? 2 j cap I can. Now from this one, velocity vector v bar is equal to 3 I cap minus 8 j cap. See, this is the velocity vector at t equal to 2 seconds. Now let me find out here the magnitude. Magnitude of v bar. Magnitude of v bar. Magnitude of v bar means modulus of v bar is equal to square root of see here, square of the I component plus square of the j component. Square of the I component is nothing but 3 square plus square of the j component is nothing but minus 8 square. So this value is nothing but 9 plus 64. 9 plus 64 means how much you may get? Okay, that is nothing but root 73. This is root 73, and thereafter here v equal to modulus of v means okay, modulus on the direction, that means only magnitude, no need to direction, is nothing but 8.54 meter per second. You may get 8.54 meter per second. You may get. Now this is the magnitude of the velocity at where magnitude of the velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. Right. Next, let me see here direction. Right. Direction of velocity means first velocity vector you take. V bar is equal to at t equal to 2 seconds. V bar is equal to 3 I cap minus 8 j cap is there. Right. Direction of velocity at t equal to 2 seconds. So here direction, if you want to find out, means tan theta is equal to velocity of y component by velocity of I component, x component we can write. Now from this one, okay, theta you keep there itself only. So tan will become this side. Tan inverse of, you may write here y component, tan will come this side, means tan inverse of 8 divided by 3 you may get. From this one, theta is equal to tan inverse of 8 by 3. 8 by 3 means how much you may get? 2.667 you may get. Okay, 667. So by taking the logarithmic book in natural tangens, if you search this value, means this value can be available to you in logarithmic table. At what angle means that angle is nothing but here, okay, 69.45 degrees. That means here 8 is nothing but minus is there, minus 8 is there. So minus means here minus angle, okay, negative angle. What it tells means okay, velocity is below the x-axis. Velocity is below the x-axis. So negative sign tells to us, okay, here I will write negative sign indicates velocity below x-axis. Velocity below x-axis. Now like this, x-axis, y-axis will be there, means velocity can be available in below x-axis. Like this. Yes, very very important. Next, see here problem number 8, very similar to the 7th problem. It is homework. The position of the particle is given by r bar is equal to 3t I cap plus 2t square j cap plus 5k meters. Right. Find the velocity and acceleration of the particle. Thereafter, what is the magnitude and direction of velocity of particle at t equal to 1 seconds. Previously at t equal to 2 seconds, like that they have asked. So this problem is homework. Yes. Right. See my dear students, there is another problem. Two forces of magnitudes 25 Newton and 45 Newtons act at an angle 60 degree. Find the resultant and direction also. you write here direction also. This one is not given, even though you just solve it. Now by using the parallelogram law of vector addition, this problem you have to solve. So first, when the problem has given like this, you take two forces. A equal to 25 newtons. In similar way, B equal to 45 newtons, and angle between the two forces is nothing but 60 degrees. So we have to find out the resultant of these two forces, and we have to find out the angle of these two forces. Angle between, okay, angle of the 25 newtons with angle of the resultant force with 25 newton we have to find. So here if you see resultant force R equal to, from the parallelogram law of vector addition, formula is nothing but A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta we are having. So A square is nothing but, here we are having 25 whole square plus 45 whole square plus 2 into 25 45 into cos how much more? 60 degree we can write. That means theta is nothing but angle between the two forces. 25 means 25 whole square is nothing but 625. Next to 45 whole square, if you do it means, okay, 2025 you make it. Next to here 2 into 25 into 45 is there. So if you write here 2 into 25 into 45, if you do it means you may get here cos 60. Cos 60 value is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 cancel. So after simplification of all these things, okay, how much you may get here means, that is nothing but 625 plus 2025 plus if you do it 25 into 45, how much you may get? 1125 you may get. Okay, by adding these three, how much you may get? You just see here, you may get here square root of, this is nothing but 15, and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, and thereafter here third one is nothing but 6 plus 0 plus 1. 6 plus 0 plus 1 is nothing but 7. 7 you will get, and thereafter 2 plus 3, this much you will get. So if you find out root for this one means, that is nothing but root of this value is equivalent to 61.44 newtons you may get. Now this is the resultant of these two forces when they were acting like this. Now this is the A force, okay, this is the B force. Now resultant of these two forces is nothing but R. Suppose what is the angle between resultant force and A means, okay, that is alpha is equal to, we are having tan inverse of, okay, whether you have remembered or not, that is nothing but B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. Now this formula I have derived in parallelogram law of vector addition. From this one, alpha is equal to what it means? Tan inverse of B. B means 45 into sin 60 degree divided by 25 plus 45 into cos, how much is there? 60 degree. Now suppose if you substitute all these values, alpha is equal to how much you may have here? Tan inverse of, you just see my here, okay, what we have to substitute, what we will get finally, just to see, right, 45 into sin 60 is nothing but root 3 by 2 whole divided by 25 plus 45 into cos 60 is nothing but 1 by 2 we are having. Right now this is the, okay, resultant of this one. Right, afterwards, after simplification of all these things, okay, alpha equal to how much you may get means, alpha equal to you may get here 39 degree 22 minutes you may get as the angle. So when you come to the regular classes, there I will explain to you how to find out the tan alpha values. Yes.